Hello, and welcome to Wealth Practices. Today, we'll talk about 7 habits that make you irresistible. Let's get started. 1. Quiet self-assurance. Not all kinds of confidence are appealing. For example, arrogance is a major turn-off for both men and women. When someone brags about their achievement or boasts about their accomplishments, it's difficult to take them seriously. You don't want to know how much someone earns or what kind of automobile they drive. You do, however, want them to be self-assured. You want them to be proud of their accomplishments and confident in who they are. This is known as calm confidence. Others can sense your confidence if you are a quietly confident person, even if no one labels it. Because you don't need to be acknowledged or applauded in order to feel good about yourself. You are not frantic for others to justify your decisions, accomplishments, or triumphs. Instead, you provide that confirmation on your own. In other words, you're content with and secure in who you are, and that contentment creates a powerful air of confidence about you. So keep your self-promotion and success stories to yourself. The most attractive people are self-assured without expressing anything. The social influencer. 2. Irresistible people are leaders not only in business but also in their social networks. They aren't afraid to take the initiative. They are not hesitant to approach strangers, try new things, or take risks. In other words, they have faith in themselves. They trust in their ability to do what others cannot, which makes them extremely appealing. Overcome your fears if you want to be irresistible. Don't stand on the sidelines worrying about what could go wrong. Don't stay in your comfort zone, thinking that someone else will make the first move. Because they will not. Nobody else will take the initiative if you don't. If you're not willing to make a change, take a risk, or develop a connection, none of those things are likely to happen. This is true in many facets of your life, including employment, achieving your goals, and conversing with strangers. Irresistible people make trends and pave the way. 3. They do not wait for permission from others to do what they want to do. It could be asking another person if they want to dance. When everyone else is too timid to go up, it may volunteer for something. People that are attractive and confident believe in themselves, regardless of who is observing. And that mindset is unstoppable. Rejection by imagination. There's one lousy habit that will get in your way before you can take the lead. You may muster the bravery to cross a line, face a fear, or take a risk, but do you have faith in your capacity to succeed? Or do you anticipate failure? People who are irresistible do not expect to be rejected. They are aware that that is a possibility. It is always possible. Irresistible people, on the other hand, believe they can overcome any issue if they are willing to do something new or dangerous. That belief gives individuals the confidence and security to make sound judgments. You might not have the same confidence in yourself. You may be expecting failure, but that thinking will lead you astray. If you don't believe in yourself, you might unintentionally bring your worst nightmares to existence. In other words, when you anticipate rejection, you are more likely to receive it. When it happens, you may believe to yourself, "I was right to expect the worst." The issue, though, is not the rejection itself. It's all in your head. It's because of your bad expectations. When you expect to fail, you reduce your chances of succeeding. When you don't believe in yourself, people can tell. It's written on your face. People will find your confidence alluring if you believe you are capable of anything. However, this appealing and confident thinking begins with you. It is up to you to empower and support yourself. So practice believing in yourself, and others will follow. 4. The conversation's heart. When approaching someone you like, you want to make a good first impression. You want the other person to think right away, "Wow, this is someone I want to get to know." But how do you create such an impact on a complete stranger? How can you transform those awful first phrases into an enticing first impression? What do you do the first time you meet someone? You engage in small talk, which is polite, surface-level communication. Many people lament how much they dislike small conversations. It's said to be rigid, formal, and uncomfortable. You make an introduction. You bring up the weather. You go back and forth on formality. That's all there is to it. Small conversations like this may work in the office or at a conference, but if you want to make an irresistible impression, you must boost your game. Because typical small conversation is tedious. People will lose interest if your conversation is uninteresting. If you talk about the weather, you're not going to leave the impression you want. You won't be able to captivate someone's attention or steal their heart if you're awkward and stiff. You'll instead have a forgettable chat and make a forgettable first impression. You must elevate your small chat if you want to be seductive and remembered. In other words, you must capitalize on those first sentences. Don't be concerned with what you're supposed to say, and instead make a genuine connection by starting the conversation on a high note. Irresistible people create those close connections in seconds, leaving an enticing initial impression. They treat strangers like old friends and give you their undivided attention. You are the only person they are concerned about at that time. And you'll feel heard and special as a result. If you're meeting someone for the first time, forego the awkward small talk. Don't bring up the news or the weather. Get the nice part instead. Make a meaningful connection immediately away, because it can make you alluring. 5. The unstoppable listener. Irresistible people are the ones who start practically every discussion, but they don't spend the entire time talking. Indeed, irresistible people frequently keep their mouths quiet. They don't dominate the conversation by talking into the other person's ear. Instead, they steer the discourse from one topic to the next. Irresistible people ask fantastic questions and encourage the other person to relate stories, since the best conversationalists understand the power of a good question. These folks are enjoyable to converse with because they ask interesting, personal questions that carry the conversation in exciting, unexpected ways. If you want to be unstoppable, practice asking outstanding questions. You are not required to speak for an extended period of time. You do not need to become a bouncy or passionate storyteller. However, you must show genuine interest in the other person and listen carefully. Good questions will come to mind if you are actively listening. Inquire about something you didn't comprehend from the other individual. Allow them to elaborate on something they're passionate about. Irresistible listeners employ this surefire method on a regular basis, because a few good questions can elevate you to the position of most attractive person in the room. 6. Manifesting vulnerabilities. Do you express yourself honestly toward other people? In social situations, many of us suppress our personalities. We suppress our pleasure, suffocate our happiness, and act as if nothing bothers us. But, contrary to popular belief, your cool, calm, and collected manner does not attract others. You're repelling people with your go-with-the-flow attitude, not attracting them. People expect you to care, that's the truth. They want you to be ecstatic. They want you to express your emotions because your vulnerability allows for a shared connection. Irresistible people aren't scared to show their vulnerability. They express their feelings. They convey genuine concerns and show genuine interest in those around them. They are not necessarily the most relaxed person in the room. Or the most rational. They are, nevertheless, frequently the most attractive because they are vulnerable, approachable, and honest. They're the type of individuals you can be yourself around because they act similarly to you. So be honest about your flaws. Stop attempting to minimize yourself. Irresistible people exhibit their emotions because those feelings are what make you appealing. 7. Changing your viewpoint. Do you have the ability to discern people's moods, body language, and speech tones? You might believe this is a difficult task. It can be if you're attempting to understand tiny, microscopic information. However, most people send rather obvious signals that anyone can read if you know what to look for. A friend or partner's feelings may not be stated verbally, but they are frequently expressed through physical cues, facial expressions, and body movements. As an example, suppose you ask a buddy how they are feeling. They claim to be fine, but the bags under their eyes, the sag in their spine, and the nervous twitching of their legs suggest otherwise. While it is vital to listen to what someone says, it is as crucial to examine the signs their body sends. But how can this make you more appealing? What role does body language have in being irresistible? Paying attention to other people's body language progressively shifts your perspective in ways that others find irresistible. Before you can pay close attention to someone else, you must first turn your attention away from yourself. In other words, paying attention to others helps you to gaze outward, to notice and understand the people around you. Irresistible people are among the least self-centered people you will ever encounter. They are less worried about what they say or how they appear since they are more interested in others. They've shifted their viewpoint. They've learned to read, comprehend, and interact with their surroundings. And it is their skill set that makes them alluring. Thank you for watching Wealth Practices, and please subscribe so that you can see more fantastic material in the future.